What's good, y'all? I want to get my thoughts on a potential upcoming bout between Michaela Mayer and Chantel Cameron. I saw a interview recently with Michaela Mayer. She was on Fight Hub TV, and they're asking her some questions about her plans this year, upcoming opponents, and she said that they are in serious talks with making this fight with Chantel Cameron. I consider Chantel Cameron one of the dark horses in women's boxing. I think that she's one of those women that don't get talked about as much because she beat a lot of the boxing's favorite fighter, and revered fighter in Katie Taylor. She's the first one to hand her the L. And she did it um, by executing a great game plan and really making Katie Taylor uncomfortable. And then in the rematch, Katie Taylor, for the ones that have seen it, we know that Katie Taylor used her head a lot in the fight. She used her head a lot in the first fight as well, but the head collisions in the second fight caused a cut that interfered with Chantel Cameron's vision, therefore, you know, preventing her from performing at the level that she normally performs at. I still thought it was a close fight, but Katie Taylor was able to win the rematch. However, I felt like Chantel um, is a better fighter than Katie. To me, she's the only one that really, besides Delphine Persoon, Chantel was the only one that really kind of bullied Katie Taylor and showed everybody a blueprint on how to beat her. But then also, when I think about Michaela Mayer, you know, she's one of those fighters that she's great for women's boxing because she's willing to fight anybody. Just same way as Chantel Cameron. They are free smoke. There's quite a few women in sport where they're more concerned about their social media following, maybe starting their OnlyFans account, and just the attention and the popularity that they can gain monetarily by being in the sport. But there's women like Michaela Mayer and Chantel where they're not out here to try to promote no OnlyFans. They're not out here to try to take the easiest fights. They are here to put on the biggest and the best fights in the sport. And the only thing that their only gripes has been having the right promoter or manager to put them in position to shine. And both of these ladies can fight. Michaela Mayer, she has some momentum. A lot of us know that her only losses came to Natasha Jonas, and then the first loss came to Alicia Baumgardner, where we don't know if Alicia was clean in that fight, but that was a close fight. Both fights that Michaela Mayer lost were close decision losses in the sense where the first fight could have went either way. Her first loss could have went either way against Alicia Baumgardner. And then I didn't watch the Natasha Jonas fight. I just watched the highlights. And a lot of the highlights was favorable for Michaela. And I was kind of shocked. Even people said that Michaela was robbed in that fight. But I got to watch it, so I can't really give too much thoughts on her second loss. However, both of these ladies have tasted defeat, whether it be controversial losses or not. And I believe because they have suffered defeat, they are both hungry. They both are on the right side of the street. MVP, we might as well call it the home of women's boxing because they're signing all the great women popular women boxers, and they're giving them these hefty, these nice size contracts and putting on, trying to, put on good fights. So not only are they getting paid good, hopefully we're going to be starting to see some of these great matchups to go along with these great paydays that they're getting. So I like what I'm seeing with MVP. This fight ain't finalized yet, but like I said, I'm just doing this pre-fight, giving my pre-fight thoughts just based off what Michaela Mayer stated in her interview, and stating that they're very, very close to making this fight happen. Shout out to Hawk in the chat, Bruce Gas, and the big homie LaRon. What's good with it? Um, and as I'm thinking about, this matchup too, this is gonna probably be the first time that I've seen Chantel fight somebody who's bigger than her. Um, Not that much of a height difference, but Chantel's 5'9" and Michaela's 5'8". Still decent height, especially for women's boxing. And I mean, shoot, same Crawford. Chantel taller than Bud Crawford, so these ladies have a good height to be women boxers. But this is gonna be the first time I've seen Chantel fight somebody taller than her. However, she does have the reach advantage. Chantel has a 3-inch reach advantage, 69-inch reach, and Chantel has 66.5-inch reach advantage, 66.5-inch reach. So Chantel has the reach advantage. Both very technically sound. Um, this fight, man, I really could go either way. I really don't know who really has the favor going into this fight. Because Chantel's a tremendous boxer, and Michaela Mayer is also a good boxer. And the only thing I would say about Michaela, she gets started a little late. She can kind of get going in maybe the fourth, fifth round. That's what got her in trouble against Alicia Baumgartner. Alicia got got out of the gate quick and letting her hands go, while Michaela Mayer was doing a lot more thinking and trying to figure out Alicia. So I noticed that about Chantel. Chantel starts pretty fast. She was going right upside Katie Taylor head, you know. And even in them other fights that I seen, she just get right to it. Not really filling you out, just putting hands on you. So Michaela Mayer, she don't want to lose, them early rounds. She don't want to go down 3-0 or nothing like that, because when you got 2-minute rounds, 10 2-minute rounds, them shits go by quick. So Chantel got to get going. She got to let her hands go, be a lot more active and busy, and be careful of, being in there, because Chantel's a damn decent puncher. A damn decent puncher. I think Chantel has the punch advantage. She's been at the way I think she's at 147, 140 or 147. I think she's at 147. And Chantel, we know she started, I think, about like 130, 135, somewhere down there, and has gone up, And that's the thing about women's boxing, the lady boxers. They can fluctuate a lot more easier than men. They can go up and down pretty easily. We've seen what you call it, Clarissa Shields do the up and down. We've seen Amanda Serrano do the up and down. A lot of them, have fought. Serrano won in like 8 weight classes, 7 8 weight classes, something crazy. So the women are able to, discipline themselves and diet or whatever to make particular weights so that they can compete and be, multi-division champ and stuff. So either way, like I said, I got a really difficult time picking a winner for this fight. I think it could go either way. It might even fuck around and be a draw. Maybe slight edge to Chantel, being that she's solid. She's solid at the weight. She's been at the heavier weight longer. But I think Chantel, I don't know, man. Both of these ladies, they don't back up that much. Chantel don't back up. Michaela don't back up. So this is gonna be it's gonna be a hell of a fight. Definitely gonna be a hell of a fight. I don't think it's gonna be a sloppy, brutal war. Both of these ladies are smart. They're intelligent boxers. They're gonna pick their punches wisely, and I think it should be a definitely better fight than what we seen with Alicia and Goku in her last fight. That shit was sloppy. I think this should be a more technical, more sound, technically sound fight where these ladies are not gassing out, holding and shit like that. I think this is gonna be a fight where they're on their feet, start to finish, no falling over, no huffing and puffing. I think that these two ladies are solid. So I don't know, man. Usually I can really just make up my mind, like, yeah, I got this person. But like I said, I give a slight edge to Chantel, but she's definitely gonna have to adjust to the aggressive nature of Michaela Mayer, because Michaela's kind of not just aggressive, but she's in and out. She's good in and out, um, and she's got a decent jab, decent one too. Chantel do as well, so I don't know. This fight is up in the air for me. But like I say, slight edge to Chantel. I'm just glad the fight is getting made. It's good to see some good fights being made in women's boxing. Also too, before I go, I want to say this about Chantel. Um, she's doing a lot in the sport. I mean, I've seen her do a commentary lately. I'm like, wow, man, she's really got a pretty deep bag. She can box. She's won in multiple weight classes. She's a big popular name in the sport, and she's look like she's setting herself up for after the sport to where she can do the commentary, and she's pretty damn good at it. So, Chantel, man, I think she's really one of the, I mean, no, not Chantel, Michaela, I think she's really one of those advocates for women's boxing. Be able to throw on a nice outfit and do the commentary, and then get back and then also get in the gym and get back rugged and prepare for training camp for a fight. So I like the fact that she can adapt. You know, she know when to get into her lady bag, and she know how to get into the dog bag. So yeah, man. So Kayla Mayer, 22 wins, 2 losses, and Chantel Cameron, 22 wins, 1 loss, and what 1 year difference? I believe Chantel is 35 and Michaela's 34 years old. So not a whole lot separating these two ladies. I just think that is great. Shout out to Jake Paul, MVP Promotions, for making this fight happen. I watch men's boxing and women's boxing. Throwing hands is throwing hands. So I'm gonna tune in and I think that this is a good one. So for the ones catching the playback, y'all leave your thoughts below in the comment section. Who y'all favor in this fight? Do you like the fight? And as more information comes out, hopefully it does get finalized, and it comes out with a date. And if so, I'll try to, double back and do another video and get some thoughts leading up into the actual fight. So that's all I got for this one. I am the Black Horseman. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.